Now, for those of you who haven't been here before to BT Tower, you're sitting in not only what is an iconic part of the London skyline, but a building that really came to symbolise Harold Wilson's white heat of technology better than anywhere else in the UK when it was opened back in 1965. And for more than that 50 years, the tower has really been a symbol of what can be achieved when government, working with science and the science base and industry, come together to solve real-world problems. At BT, we call that purposeful innovation, using science and technology, engineering, know-how to solve problems society faces and create opportunity for that society. And of course, that really is why we're all here today. 5G is a perfect example of purposeful innovation. We're on the verge, I think we would all agree in this room, of a whole new generation of flexible, programmable, agile, virtualized communications that are going to fundamentally change our ability to interact with each other, to interact with data in our ever ultra-connected world. And that's an important opportunity for us. And especially in the post-Brexit context, that opportunity in terms of economic well-being of the nation can't be overstated. That's why, for example, we're currently working with industrial partners, academic partners, and pleasingly, many of the academic and industrial partners in this room, in that sort of thing we're familiar with in the industry, that open, pre-competitive, pre-standard phase of innovation, that where we come together jointly to understand the art of the possible, the engineering challenges, and through that process define and drive global international standards. At BT, currently, many of you know, we're socialising the concept of a Future Networks Research Centre, something which would be a piece of national infrastructure that would help speed up and facilitate that process of open industrial engagement, all aimed, if you will, at accelerating from research to revenue and therefore citizen and economic benefit. And I think nowhere is that more evident than in 5G. We, with many partners in this room, have been playing an active role in the development of 5G globally, both through our own activity at My Labs, BT Labs, but also through our mobile arm EE. Over the last year, we've worked with some of the world's largest vendors, companies like Nokia, Huawei, Ericsson, to develop and trial technologies such as massive MIMO, 5G network slicing, millimetric wave, things familiar to many of you in the room. In fact, only last week, we were very proud to be part of the world's first public demo of 5G technologies, which took place in Bristol City Centre, alongside Nokia Networks and the University of Bristol. Very exciting stuff and very important stuff. This demonstration, of course, formed part of the government's 5G testbeds and trials programme, and I really welcome the role that DCMS is playing here in helping industry, academia and other stakeholders address the emerging challenges, test new approaches, stimulate new thinking and help to generate new ecosystems. Their ongoing telecoms infrastructure review is equally important, looking at how, as a country, we can ensure our digital infrastructure continues to get the investment needed for 5G. Now, like everyone in this room, I believe the UK has a real opportunity to lead and to drive the development of 5G and to demonstrate international leadership in the next generation of networks worldwide. Our wireless experts in the labs and EE have already played an active role with partners in this room in defining the 5G new radio standards, and we're continuing to work with 3GPP as we integrate new technologies, make 5G networks even more capable for the future. And that potential for 5G to evolve beyond its current form is why UK5G has such an important role to play, by acting as the glue that binds together the efforts of industry, government and academia, and of course, end customers, citizens. UK5G will, I believe, help the UK position itself as a leader in 5G globally and to drive, therefore, the development of the next generation ever more capable networks in ways that benefit UK citizens and, importantly, the UK economy. And on that note, I'm going to reintroduce Bob, who's the CEO, as you know, of Cambridge Wireless, to tell us more.
Well, I thought I'd just take a few moments just to talk a little bit about UK5G, what it is, what it will be, and the plans we have, and also particularly how to become involved. So, first of all, there's three organisations that are part of the delivery partners for the consortium. And we were very, very pleased just before Christmas to get a great Christmas present from DCMS to say, can you please develop this network? And I think we've got three players that complement one another. People who don't know Cambridge Wireless or CW, we've been going for 17 years. We have 430 corporate partners, members, and 20 special interest groups and an established event programme. And our aim is to connect the digital world. The Knowledge Transfer Network, and we have John Kinsbury from the Knowledge Transfer Network at the back there, dedicated to increasing industry-led R&D and innovation across the UK, and with coverage across the whole country and crossing many vertical silos, which is so important to 5G. And then finally, TM Forum, going for 28 years. We have the founder here somewhere, there we are, and a membership organisation again, pioneering work in open digital architecture for the telecoms industry, and we're really pleased to be working closely with Paul Wilson, who is somewhere here, Paul and Nick, who's the CEO, just here. So thank you very much to all those core delivery partners. So the delivery partners are the core, but that's just the beginning. And I think that, as Tim was saying, we're at an interesting juncture in 5G. There was a repeated pattern of transformation from all those different versions of G, and it's been fairly consistent. It's been an interplay between consumer devices, mobile technology generations, and operations and IT. But the 5G is different, and what it really means is that we have to transform core operations, and it's all about business transformation. And it has a potentially radical effect on the way, as Tim was saying, businesses and citizens live and work. And the impact of handsets are only going to be part of the story, and it will cover manufacturing, cities, transportation, creative world, a genuinely connected world. All coupled with a promise of open digital architecture. And it's to make sure that the UK makes the most of these opportunities that lies at the heart and the rationale of UK5G. This is a simplified diagram, very simplified diagram of the 5G community, with supply on the one side, demand on the other, and enablers in between. And of course, the DCMS testbeds and trials program, pioneering work in the middle. And I think we're all very pleased to see that happening. And the role of UK5G is really to bring that ecosystem together, to make it talk to each other in a coherent way, to knit together this ecosystem. This is a bit of a busy slide. Effectively enabling links and knowledge sharing between projects, whether they're testbed and trials projects or other projects that are happening within the UK, reaching out to vertical industries that might not realise that the promise of connectivity is something that can be transformational, and of course reaching out to international partners. And I think something that's very natural to a membership organisation like CW and the TM Forum, and of course the KTN, is a key principle, which is one of impartiality. We'll work with the enthusiasm of the community, and this is being developed on behalf of the community, and it's effectively for you, and we need to encourage a sense of ownership throughout the 5G community. So alongside the delivery partners, we've already got a number of associate partners. Real Wireless has been very active. Simon Fletcher, who's here somewhere. Where are you, Simon? There you are. Yes, hello. He went out to Korea along with the DCMS and Raheem from Surrey. Raheem, you're over there. Hello. And signed an MOU with people out in Korea, which was great. The Digital Catapult is here as well. Dritton, where are you? Dritton, hello Dritton. And working on an impressive mapping project which will give insights into the real breadth of activity taking place in the UK, linking academic research and industry. So the Digital Catapult is involved as well. And we're looking forward to working with the University Test Network partnership, which had such an impressive display at Mobile World Congress. And as Tim said, there's cool things happening in Bristol town centre, which is great. And a vital component of all this is the appointment of a senior advisory board. And that's been recruited through open processes. And I'm really impressed with the calibre of the board. And it will be great to hear from Rosalind in a minute. And the strategy of UK5G will, of course, be shaped by the board. So what are our key deliverables? Well, they're written up here, but effectively it's community building, knowledge sharing, partnership enablement, the identification of challenges and barriers to adoption and international engagement, and of course a one-stop shop for information. We're developing UK5G.org. There's a holding page up at the moment, and the full website is just about to be launched. And I believe if you go onto the holding page, you can go to a Google Docs and you can put information into that holding page, and we'll capture you. So that will be great. So it's early days. The network's going to grow, but we're hitting the ground running. There's already a number of events that we've got planned. We've already had a few events already. We announced UK5G at Mobile World Congress. We had I think a very stimulating discussion on 5G core networks last week at the Royal Academy of Engineering. And although a lot of those events are in Cambridge or London, I think we'll be spreading out across the country, resources permitting. But I think we're off to a good start. Please do register on the website, and please do get involved. And great, and I'll just hand over to Ros. Thank you very much.
So hello, thank you, Bob. As everybody said, my name's Rosalind Singleton. I'm the new chair of the UK5G Advisory Board. I'm also the Managing Director of UK Broadband by day, and by night I spend a lot of time mentoring entrepreneurs, particularly tech founders, particularly female tech founders, unsurprisingly, as it's a topic very dear to my heart. I'm going to speak for probably a little bit less time than everybody else because we haven't really got started yet. I'm pretty sure you'll hear a lot more from me in the months to come. So, as we've already heard, 5G has the potential to drive a paradigm shift in how we learn, how we work together, and how we collaborate, and how we experience different things throughout our daily lives. It makes the work of the UK5G team and the support of the government for it really vital in ensuring the UK can leverage as much of this as we reasonably can, and that we can be at the forefront of innovation. The government's been a really proactive supporter of 5G so far, and have delivered incentives, as we all know, from the trials to collaborate and work together and across wide swathes of industry, and not just telcos either, academia and software companies and agriculture, all sorts of different parts of business. So this is going to be great because UK5G will be able to pull all that together to help share the knowledge and the results, and not just press releases, not just showcases, but actually real results, real data, real time on different test beds for different people, which will hopefully accelerate the development of this. The wider ecosystem is particularly important and something UK5G and the advisory board are particularly keen to support. Obviously, there's networks of innovation, of entrepreneurs, of small companies, of medium companies, all of whom have telecommunications needs and real-time connectivity needs that need to be understood and served. So the UK Advisory Board isn't just to oversee the activities of UK5G. It's also to help provide impartial and credible advice to government from the very broad community of people that are touched by 5G and businesses that are touched by 5G to help the government establish the best possible policy conditions for the development of the 5G ecosystem. The advisory board is designed to reflect the wider group of 5G stakeholders rather than just the telecoms industry, and it draws from a very broad group, including academia, media, transport, smart cities, software, public services, and the list goes on. The terms of reference are designed to allow for it to be flexible as well. So we can actually reflect the agility of the community we serve and reflect the change as it goes on as we move through the development of the 5G ecosystem and the various trials. So I'm just going to show you now the makeup of the board, which is very exciting. It's quite big, as you can see. So we'll be running a set of committees. As you can see, we've got a really good cross-section there. Before I hand over to Ian Smith from DCMS, I just want to say how much I'm looking forward to working with all these people and the other participants who can work with us in developing a 5G ecosystem and making sure we have lots of really good working groups who can help develop the results we need. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Ian Smith, the Director for 5G Testbeds and Trials with DCMS, and I'm delighted to be here at the UK5G launch event this evening. Your attendance tonight is testament to the hard work and the enthusiasm that we all share for 5G. It's interesting, 5G, as you no doubt know, it is part of government's commitment, the £1 billion to investing in the UK digital infrastructure. We are determined that the UK will be a world leader in 5G. We provide reliable, high-speed connectivity to our towns, cities and rural communities. Through the 5G programme and work of DCMS at large, we are working to build a country that lives on digital frontier with new 5G networks and smart technologies. The 5G programme lies at the heart of the government strategy. It is crucial commitment we deliver the highest standard of digital infrastructure across the UK. Recently, I was at Mobile World Congress, where probably many of you were there as well, and I had the delight of being able to escort the Minister for Digital and Creative Industries. She was really encouraged to see the technology, 5G live, and how it's gathering pace across the globe, but nowhere more so than the UK. She, along with many others, was very impressed with the UK and where it stands and the demonstrations that were shown there. The University Test Network, which we've heard a lot about already, in particular drew some plaudits, which was great to see. I've recently visited the 5G showcase at the University of Bristol, and today at King's College with Misha and his demonstrations. They were fantastic, these demonstrations, and for those of you who have seen them will realise we're doing some really great stuff here. The use cases, the inspiration, the innovation that's coming out of it really generally seems to draw crowds. The 5G programme is very much beginning to pick up speed. As I mentioned, the universities have recently completed the test network, which will enable future 5G innovation. And this is an outstanding achievement. They put this together in 9 months. So from the point where government announced that we wanted to get involved in doing digital, to the spring statement where we awarded some funding, to the point where today we can launch these networks and be out there where people can come and use them. And as we said this morning, the test network is open. You'll also have noted recently we announced 6 winning projects from our Phase 1 competition from the 5G Testbeds and Trials programme. The projects were selected from across the UK and will aim to deliver further 5G applications using such as low-cost healthcare solutions into homes, enhanced productivity in manufacturing and using the new radio technologies. Some of you will be directly involved in these projects and I'm looking forward to seeing your collaboration in these testbeds as the programme develops. That spirit of collaboration brings me neatly to the reason why we're all here this evening. Alongside these projects, the government is rightly very excited about UK5G and what we can do for growing the 5G ecosystem in the UK. Independent of government, it will enhance links between ongoing research and development and other activities being undertaken by organisations across telecoms and other sectors. It will also facilitate the joining up of businesses, both large and small, academic institutions and the public sectors throughout the UK. The opportunities for 5G connectivity can afford us are, as we've established over the past couple of years, diverse. You only need to look at the portfolio of projects that are out there, the use cases that are happening to just get the breadth of this and what 5G can deliver for us. Having the UK5G in place to promote research, collaboration and the future commercial applications of 5G will not just fundamentally help inform and advise government's 5G policy, but also help inspire the programmes that will help deliver the wider ecosystem for 5G and to discover those diverse opportunities that we haven't even thought of yet. It's fantastic to see UK5G take flight. I know it's been a tough ask to get this to this point in relatively short notice. It's been such a short space of time to get it up and running, so thanks, Bob, for your team and all the hard work you guys have put into it. But DCMS, along with some of our other counterparts in foreign governments, are also really impressed with the progress that's been made already. Bob's talked about the the Memorandum of Understanding we signed recently in Korea. Korea are very interested in what we're doing here. I've had lots of feedback from other governments who are coming to talk to us going, we're really interested in what you're doing in the UK. The fact that government's pulling this together and starting to help shape the infrastructure and the ecosystem. So, UK5G is a fundamental part of the government's 5G vision, and we're thrilled to have Cambridge Wireless, the Knowledge Transfer Network and Innovate, and the TM Forum on board, and everyone else associated with it, and you guys and the panels on board to help shape and deliver it. We look forward to partnering with UK5G and to help make that vision a reality. Thank you.